Well, welcome back to SAFC Live. We're delighted to tell you that Sunderland have came through a 2-1 victory down at Stadium MK. It was a great game in the end, Danny, wasn't it?
It was an open game, yeah. I thought, again, from the first whistle, as it was last weekend against Wigan. We started brighter, I felt, from our point of view. Yeah. A few set plays down that left-hand side, corners. Lyndon Gooch got that shot away early on, forced the keeper into a good save. And then MK Dons came back, had a little period for 5-10 minutes, didn't they? But then we get a goal at a great time, 5 minutes before half-time. Good ball in from Aidan McGeady, in between the goalkeeper and the back line. Keeper makes a bit of a mess of it, if we're honest, doesn't he? Doesn't gather it in or parry it to safety. Drops down, but as you want your centre forward, somebody in there sniffing out an opportunity. And he tucks it away, Ross Stewart, and we go in at half-time, and you're thinking, can we come out now second half, get back on that front foot, get another goal, and then go on from there. And we managed to do that. We get that second goal. It was a strange one, wasn't it, on the comms there? We thought Elliot Embleton might have been offside, because even his reaction after he's put the ball in the net, he's almost not celebrated straight away.
Everyone, including himself, seemed to stop or stutter.
Yeah, and then you see it back, and then I think Darling's 2-3 yards deep, and he's well onside. And then we get that goal, but then they come back, they hit back pretty much straight away, and it's a poor goal to give away from our point of view. I was saying there, just manage the game, don't do anything stupid, look after the ball. And then Lee Burge tries to roll it out to Dan Neil, puts too much on it. Ethan Robson plays it into Troy Parrott, chops and bends it in there. And then all of a sudden now it gives them a lift, they're back in the game. Their fans getting up, you can hear them getting behind them. And then we go and get the penalty. Again, Ross Stewart does well. Great ball from Dan Neil, just stands a nice ball into the box off the back of Harry Darling. Accidental, but brings him down, clashes legs. And you're thinking, Lyndon Gooch put this away. 8 minutes left, I think there was. He puts that away and it's game over. He doesn't. And then all of a sudden, we're back to where we were against Wigan. We're deep, we're nervy. Bailey Wright comes on, we're a back five. They're forcing us back, and they chucked a few balls in there, but they didn't really get that one good opportunity. I think Martin had the one, didn't he, where he's jinked his way through. Fired it at Lee Burge, but it's straight at him, and then we wear the clock down and we get over the line. And back-to-back wins in the league, a win in midweek as well. So it's 3 wins out of 3. A great start to the season.
Let's look back through the action, Danny, and you can describe those moments you've just touched upon.
Yeah, and here we go. This is the one I think, isn't it? It comes out to, I'd say, Embleton there going across the pitch. Goes out to Aidan McGeady there, as you say, fires that ball across. The keeper's got to do much better than he does. But then Ross Stewart's there following it in, and he gets his second goal. And similar for me, Ross Stewart this week, as he did last week, led the line well. His hold-up play was good at times, and he deserved his goal again. This is the second one. So Dan Neil almost plays a 1-2. It comes to Elliot Embleton, but watch now as he scores there. It's like he's not sure if he's onside or not. And then I think Ross Stewart's might be said it's a goal. The flag's not gone up, and then he goes and celebrates. The Sunderland fans piling down, enjoying it as well.
Dennis Serkin on his debut.
Yeah, it was a quiet one. Didn't notice him too much either attacking-wise or defensively, but there you see he's getting forward, plays a nice little give and go with Embleton, gets to the byline, and it's unlucky there because Gooch has just got ahead of his man. It's just a yard or two ahead of him. These
are the kind of punches that were landing on Sunderland this afternoon, MK Dons, weren't they?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot though. Lee Burge hasn't had to make too many saves throughout the game. He was. This is what I'm going on to now. Yes, you can see he was looking for. He throws it past Dan Neil to Ethan Robson, plays it into Troy Parrott here. To say it's a good first touch from Parrott. He just chops there. I think Flanagan's coming across, and then bends it into that far corner. And you're thinking, oh no, here we go. We were in a good, solid position without them creating too many opportunities. And then all of a sudden they're getting it, and then straight away it's a great ball from Embleton though. It's a good touch from Ross Stewart. It just skips off the surface slightly, just gets a yard away from him, then he's having to stretch for it, and the goalkeeper's out to smother it there. And then there was a few of these opportunities for them second half where we were almost running back towards our own goal on a few occasions. MK Dons players getting in between our defenders. Here's another one again. I think it's Troy Parrott, just looking for that little dink, wasn't he? A good effort. I think it was dropping in under the crossbar, but Lee Burge does well, backpedaling just to help it over the crossbar. And then this one here, it sits up well. I think Ross Stewart's flicked it on. Pritchard just getting into the box. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, just go across the goalkeeper. You're hoping, or it's got to be a worldie to beat him with his near post up into the roof of the net almost. But it wasn't here. You could see the MK Dons fans are thinking of penalties being given because The ref's obviously pointing for the goal kick.
But there was a penalty given and Sunderland got it.
This is it now. Yeah, as you say, a lot of fans will say, oh, he's dived there, but it's one of them, and I've played in games where you see this and seen him given.
Like studs and laces or something
It's
like
an
that.
accidental tangle of legs there. He's clipped Ross Stewart's left leg, forcing it to go onto his right leg, and it's a penalty. And then Linden steps up there. It's not a great penalty, if we're honest. It's not power, it's direction. It's comfortable for the goalkeeper, isn't it? And you're thinking, oh no, you're letting them back in almost. And they did have a lot of pressure on us that last 10 minutes, as you'd expect. I think there's another one here now. We'll just see Aidan O'Brien came off the bench, waits it through, and that's what perhaps Pritchard should have done, going across the goalkeeper, looking for that far corner. But all in all, I think we've maybe shaded it. We've had opportunities throughout the game. We've had the best opportunities for me. And while you're the away team going away from home, we've landed more blows, as you say there. Who's threw the best punches? And I think we've had the best opportunities throughout the game. Yes, they had a lot of possession and forced us back late on. But that's what's happening in games where you're almost over the finishing line. They've put a lot of substitutes on as well. But we got over the line, and it's one of them now, 6 points out of 6, and it's a good start against two teams for me who I expect to be up there in the top 8 or 9 throughout the season. Yeah,
well, I'll let you know when we can see the other scores from around EFL League One very, very soon. But if you had to pull out a man of the match, Danny, who would you pull out for Sunderland?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to look past Ross Stewart. Again, you're looking at the clips there. He's got his goal. He won the penalty, the one for Pritchard to get on the end of.
I think we're going to see a couple of clips of Ross Stewart this afternoon.
Yeah, just as you're looking at, I just think on that one there, maybe he just had dwelt on it a little bit too long. He could have rolled it in for Elliot Embleton. But overall, he's a presence up there when balls come up to him. He's a handful. You see him here now when this ball comes there. Look at him now. He's behind Darling, and as soon as that ball's in, he's on the move, and he's across his man. And he's a nightmare for defenders. I think he's always looking on the move. He's on the last shoulder. He's willing to run channels for the lads, and you see now this is his goal now. So see there, the first one's not come there. He's backpedaling. He's never really looking to just stand up against the centre halves. And when that ball comes out to McGeady, if you just keep your eye, I know he's out of shot at the minute, but look at him there now. Bang, Jules it is. He's too busy trying to wrestle with him. Know where he is. He's got his back to play. And Ross Stewart, see there, thanks very much, cupping his ear to the MK Dons fans. But
he gets involved in the game as well, though. We saw a couple of times where he made some good challenges, and that time he picks up a yellow card.
Yeah, he does. You see what he's doing. See now, he's just standing on the ball, and he stops him taking the free kick. It's a yellow card, and it's almost one of those really. You're not thinking what you're doing. You're just thinking, looking after the team. Put your foot in it, stop it. And there's that one we've just seen back. It's a great ball, and it is a good first touch. It's there, and it drops, and then
spins up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think just after half time they have the sprinklers on, and it's in the shade as well, so the pitch is probably a little bit damp. And it's just zipped off that yard, really. And here he is winning the penalty. Great ball from Dan Neil, by the way. Just in behind Darling. He's not sure where he is. And there, it's a tangle of legs. Catches him. And you can see the other centre-half, O'Hara. He knows what's happened.
Yeah.
The other centre-half, Jules, as well. And then this is one towards the end, isn't it? It's good play from O'Brien. Good way to pass. And he's in there, and he's just looking to find that far side netting. And he's just a yard or two wide of that far post. So... pleased again for Ross Stewart. Good shift for him. He can get back on the bus, getting his goal again. Contributed heavily towards another 3 points.
Don't forget, you can get involved in the post-game programme as well if you want. You can use the hashtag AskDanny if you want to have your say on today's game. We'll bring you all the other scores from around EFL League One now if we can. I don't know if this is going to appear on the screen, although our little telly here in our new studio. But it's on the screen. There we go. That's the final scores in EFL League One as it stands. Leave that on the screen. I'll go through them for you. Accrington Stanley 2, Cambridge United 1. AFC Wimbledon 3, Bolton 3. That's the second 3-3 in succession for Bolton.
Yeah, exciting times at Bolton.
Yeah. Burton 2, Ipswich 1, Cheltenham 1, Wickham 3, Lincoln City 2, Fleetwood 1, Morecambe 2, Shrewsbury 0, Oxford United 2, Charlton 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, Gillingham 0, Portsmouth 2, Crewe Alexandra 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Doncaster 0, and Wigan and Rotherham 0-0. A couple of them are still playing, I've been told, in my ear. So, yeah, any big surprises there?
Ipswich again, expected high hopes for them. I think one of the favourites getting beat away at Burton. Only picked up a point last week as well, Ipswich. So disappointing start for them. I think Wickham have gone back-to-back victories, haven't they, like ourselves. So again, it's still early days when you're you do, obviously, you're looking at other results and how teams are getting on. You do have a quick glance at the league table, as we're going to see in a minute, I think. But just got to concentrate on your own job, really. We've had two, for me, difficult opposition who I expect to be up in that top 9-10 throughout the season. So you can only do your own job, and we've done that well so far.
Do you want to see the EFL League One table after 2 games?
We'll have a look at it, yeah, just to see what's going on around us. And
because of the other results, a couple of extra goals in there. Wycombe are top of the league at the moment.
Yeah, and I say Portsmouth, I'd expect them to be around there.
Number 2 there.
Yeah, Portsmouth. We'd expect them to be in and around it, wouldn't we, at the end of the season? A lot of chopping and changing down there, but it's early days. Wycombe, I fancy them to be strong this year. I expect them to be at least in the playoffs, and Rotherham as well. Disappointing day for Rotherham, drawing away at Wigan, I think it was, wasn't it? But, you know, it's early days and that. You've got to look after your own back garden, and that's what we're doing at this moment in time.
What I think we'll do now is we'll have a quick break, and when we return, remember, you can get involved in the post-game programme. You can do that using the hashtag AskDanny on social media, and you can be involved in the post-game programme here on SAFC Live.
Elton John, Farewell Yellow Brick Road, the final tour. Sunday the 19th of June 2022, Stadium of Light, Sunderland. Tickets on sale now at ticketmaster.co.uk.
You got your tickets for Elton John yet, Danny?
No, but I'll be getting them at some stage, I'd imagine, yeah. Come down the stadium and have a rock along to a bit of Elton.
Yeah, don't forget he's coming to the Stadium of Light in the summer next year. All eyes, though, on Sunderland's victory down at Stadium MK this afternoon, Danny, and we're going to take the hashtags from the fans now in the post-game programme we call hashtag AskDanny. We're going to throw the first one up, and you can tackle this one. This one's from Oscar, who says, good penalty regardless, but why didn't Stewart take that penalty? Could only have done his confidence the world of good, scoring a hat-trick, but he only scored one in the game. But there was a little bit of conversation between Lyndon Gooch and Ross Stewart as the penalty was given. I think Ross Stewart would have said, I want it.
Yes.
And of course, normally it would have been Aidan McGeady, who had just gone off, hadn't he, as well?
Yeah, I think this is something which will need to be ironed out if there's going to be a little bit of a conflict going on there. I think obviously Aidan McGeady took it last week and scored. We've seen last year Grant Ledbetter, I think Chris Maguire, when he was on the pitch, would take them. Now you've got your designated taker. So for me, if Aidan McGeady's on the pitch, he's going to take him. Took it away last week, so obviously he'd gone off 5 minutes before the penalty. So then Lyndon Gooch, is he next in line? Do you know what I mean? For me, you've got to have 3 or 4 penalty takers, so you know the order, who's on the pitch, who's confident as well. Sometimes, I've never been a penalty taker, but I'm guessing sometimes...
Almost like the leadership group, we need a penalty group.
Penalty group as well. But I mean, if you've had a bad game, you might not be too confident in stepping up, whereas Ross Stewart, if he's confident, he might say, I fancy it, Lyndon, and we don't know what's going on there because we couldn't hear it. But yeah, I think both of them wanted it. And then Linden's obviously took the responsibility. He's the current captain on the pitch, I think, wasn't he?
Was it a terrible penalty? Because if that goes the other way, obviously, it's a goal. But does it seem to be enough power in it for you, or is it just
No, I think
unlucky?
a penalty is a good penalty if it goes in. I know what people will say. If the goalie dives the other way, Linden strokes it in that corner, there's not a lot of power. Oh, he sent the goalie the wrong way. It's a lovely penalty. The goalie's guessed right. He's dived there. It's a comfortable save. It's at a good height. Of goalies dive low, don't they? And it's on the floor. So he guessed he's gone the right way. From their point of view, it's a good penalty save. I think whether Linden will be on the next one now, if Aiden's not on the pitch, we'll have to wait and see. But I like to see your strikers taking penalties as well. I know Charlie didn't step up when he was here, got 30 plus goals. But I think if you've got a striker who loves scoring goals, you want to see him. And I think Ross is confident at the minute. He's already scored in the game. He scored last week. I'd like to see him taking penalties. That's something we'll have to ask him or whether Lee Johnson when he pops up, and in terms of penalty takers. But in hindsight, you always look back, don't you, and question it. Oh, why is he taking it? When he's missed the penalty. So it's one of them. Hopefully, Aiden's on the pitch when we win the next one, so we haven't got to worry about it too much. But something they'll move on from, I'm sure, and get sorted out for the future.
Okay, then let's move on to the next hashtag Ask Danny, and this one comes in from Peter, who says best league start since 1980-81. Where will this take us? Well, if that stat's true, that's a good stat, isn't it?
It is a good start, yeah. Was that 30 years? 40 years? 40 years, yeah. Some going that, isn't it? My maths.
No, it was two wins,
Yeah, 2 wins as well. As you say, you'd think that's surely been done before, but no, fair play. But no, I think, again, what we said there, you've just got to keep looking after, it's a bit of a cliche one, and you ask players and managers, you've got to look after the next fixture, and that's what we're doing at the minute. We've gone there today after the back of a win on the road in the Cup, albeit, we made 8 changes, I think, to the starting 11, so you're getting back on. It's confidence throughout the team. We beat Wigan last week, who are a lot of people's favourites to be up there at the end of the season. But you've got to chalk each game off as it comes, and that's what we've done. 6 points out of 6. We get ready to go again for the next one. Hopefully we haven't had too many injuries sustained today.
Yeah, there was a couple of forced changes, wasn't there? Corey Evans going off as well. Yeah. Aidan McGeady didn't seem to be an injury-related one.
No. We're not sure. Dennis Sirkin going off.
Even Lee Burge pulled up at one point, didn't he?
Did. I think Dennis went down earlier, whether he got a bit of cramp or he got caught. I think a ball had come into the box. He went up for the challenge, might have got stood on his ankle. I'm not sure. The camera wasn't on it, so we couldn't see down below what was happening. But I think, hopefully, you say Corey Evans, not sure what's going on there. We know last year he had 1 or 2 injuries. Hopefully he's okay because he's an important cog in the middle of the pitch there. But you're looking around the rest of the team. Dan Neil coming there. I thought he'd done well at times. Dan Neil, through ball for that second goal, prime example there. Tries the first one, comes back to him at pace. He's got to react fast and see a picture. And he sees Elliott there and he just slots a lovely little 5-yard pass into him. Tucks it away.
He's always looking for that forward ball as well, because he was the one who played the forward ball, which resulted in the penalty as well.
That is, and that's what we know Dan can give, especially when he's playing in the middle of the park. So there were a lot of positives to take from that today, and also the fact that we show that gritty side to us and that determination when we are under the cosh a little bit, as you said there in commentary, where balls are coming in, we're backs to the wall, we've got a back 5, the manager changes it there, he brings Bailey Wright on, we go 3 centre halves, Dan Neil goes in on the left, Lyndon Gooch is tucked in on the right, and we're defending the edge of our box really, and credit to them, we limited them to very little in terms of opportunity and saw the game out. But obviously going back to Peter's main point there, the best league start, where can it take us? Well, we're sat in there at the minute in amongst the leaders on 6 points out of 6. Let's see where we are in 10 games time.
Let's move on to the next one then, please. Thank you, Peter, for that and getting involved in the programme. This one's from Glenn, who says, do you think, given an unforced error which changed the game, that a good keeper could be the difference between promotion or not this season? Best in the league? Not for Glenn. However, he was nominated and won goalkeeper of the season in EFL League One. He got many clean sheets as well during the course of the season, Lee Burge. And it wasn't so much a saving error, it was more of a distribution error, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it wasn't usually for goalkeepers, and you're in that position. Defender, I've been there, you make a mistake 9 times out of 10, it results in a goal. And that's the same for goalkeepers. He didn't have a lot to do today in terms of the amount of saves he had to make. Comfortable ones come into him. I think Twine had a couple of efforts to knee what he gathered well. Martin towards the end, he done well for that. The one where he came out where Twine went through. and the fans thought it was a penalty because the ref pointed for the goal kick and they thought he was pointing to the spot. So we done well there. But yeah, that one there, to me, I think it's more just assess where we're at in the game. We're 2-0 up. Don't let MK Dons...
Just scored, hadn't we?
Just scored, and I'm saying just look after the ball for the next 5-10 minutes. Take the sting out of it, and MK Dons will go. You know, the heads will be down. They're 2-0 down, at home. If we can just keep the ball, you know, Sunderland fans, the Olays come out, and it drains you. You know, I've been there. I've been away at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, where you can't get the ball for 40-odd passes, and it just saps the energy out of you. Now, if we could have done that there, MK Dons would have gone guaranteed. But we invited them, we let them back in. They didn't create, you know, an opportunity through 5 or 10 good passes and break us down. It was an error from Lee Burge, trying to do things too quick for me. He thinks Dan Neil's on for us to counter-attack. We didn't need to at that moment in time, I didn't think. And obviously he rolls it out with too much pace on the ball. Ethan Robson picks it up, Troy Parrott, you know, 5 seconds later, it's in the back of the net. And then we go from, we're comfortable 2-0 up. All of a sudden now, MK Dons are back in this, their tails are up. And that's how that game sort of panned out. Yes, we had that opportunity 5 minutes later where Ross took it on his chest. But then for the majority of the rest of that half, we were deep. We did struggle to get out. We did have opportunities, of course, on the counter, but we just let them back into it. In terms of Lee Bird, I know there's question marks over him, whether it be him or Patterson, who got the nod at the start of the season, with Patterson featuring quite heavily in pre-season. And are we still maybe looking at another goalkeeper? I don't know. You know, we don't know that in here. You'd have to ask the recruitment team. Where do I see Lee Birch? Yes, he got the goalkeeper of the league last season, and I know a lot of fans question that. And he did make errors, and goalkeepers will make errors. And Lee Birch is playing at this level for a reason, you know, and goalkeepers do. And the spotlight is on goalkeepers when they make errors. So hopefully he'll learn from that today again, and it doesn't reoccur in the coming weeks, in the coming games.
Thanks, Danny, and thanks, Glenn, for your hashtag. Let's move on to another one here on SFC Live. From Martin, what's your thoughts on Dennis's debut? He looks like a good addition.
Yeah, I thought he'd done okay.
First full game for Dennis Serkin today.
And only joined, I think he came in a couple of days ago, so he's only trained a couple of days with the lads. 19-year-old, his first professional game in a way in terms of at this level. He was comfortable up and down that left-hand side first half. Got past McGeady a couple of times in the opening
linked up well,
10 minutes. Defended well. There was a couple of balls getting shelled out to him from the goalkeeper. You know, he looks like the physical side of it. He can compete well. He had a good spring on that one where Winchester hit the free kick out there. He was up above his man. He clattered into him strong, won the header. And then second half, that little give and go with Elliot Embleton down the left-hand side first couple of minutes. Yeah. Fired a great ball in just over the top of Lyndon Gooch coming in from the other side. So it was promising signs from him. As we said there, I'm not sure if he's picked up an injury or there's a little bit of cramp in there. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see post-match what the results of him going off were. Or maybe, as I say, maybe not have played a lot of games in recent weeks. Warm day down there at MK Dons and 70-odd minutes plus under his belt. A good, solid debut, I think, and more to come from him.
Thanks very much, Martin. I think we'll move on to what could be the last one. Here we go. And it's from Joe. 2-2 for Ross Stewart. Has he well and truly cemented himself as our main man up front, Danny?
I'd say so, yes. I think that was pretty obvious throughout pre-season for me. You know, you have Will Grigg coming back. What's going to happen with him? Well, he's not involved today. Kim Pioka didn't really get a start in pre-season. He came off the bench now and then, didn't he? He's obviously not being involved as well at the minute. So if you're looking down the bench, we haven't really got a lot of options in the striking department. Yes, we've got Pritchard coming on, who was bright and busy when he came on as well, almost scored, coming from Ross's flick on. So yeah, he's the main man in this system we play as well. You know, with almost a lone man in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3.
But in that system as well, though, Danny, just how important are the three around Ross Stewart as well? You know, he might be the lone strike, but he's certainly not alone up there, is he?
No, of course, it's massive, yeah. And I see in terms of pressing as well, if Ross is going, we've seen it there, you know, Aidan's got to be going with him. Lyndon on the other side's got to be going. And whether it's Embleton in behind, Pritchard, Dan Neil in that midfield role, they've got to be pushing it almost as a front five and making it difficult for teams to play out. And we've done that well again today in that first half, especially. MK Dons, I said, when you go in there, it's in their makeup. They want to play out 3-5-2. They want to try and play through the lines, and we stopped them doing it well to some extent today. With Ross up there as well, he's different to Charlie, and I know fans are comparing the two of them, and Charlie's got his goals behind him last season, but for me, they're completely different strikers. Charlie didn't play on the shoulder as much as what Ross does, on that last line. You see it when he wins the penalty today. He's looking for that ball in behind. He goes in and he wins it. Last week, he wins the penalty again last week by picking the ball up, driving at his man. He'll win his good share of balls in the air. Well, he's 6'5", you'd expect him to, but he uses it as well. I've played with lads in the past who are 6'4", but they jump 5'7". Do you know what I mean? They don't use their size, whereas Ross does. His touch is quite good for a big man. Yeah. Coming into him, he bounces balls off well, back to play.
Gets around the pitch as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's ticking a lot of boxes, and I'm sure Lee Johnson and the coaching staff are delighted with how he's performed so far, because he came in, didn't he? He was injured last year when he came in. I think then he picked up an injury as well, didn't he? And we're thinking, how's this going to go? But I think even the goals he scored at the end of last year, his goal against Lincoln, got across his man well at the near post in the playoff semi-final. And he's always on the move in the box, which is a nightmare for defenders of centre-halves. If you've got a bit of a lump up there who's just happy to go and stand up, you're delighted. You can just feel him. You're not having to worry about ball and man. So with Ross in there, he's always looking at pulling his goal today. First ball doesn't come into him, so he changes his position. He moves 5-10 yards in the box, and he's looking for that second ball, and that's how he goes it. So he's that sniffer, fox in the box type of goal is what he scored today. So pleased for him, deserved his goal. 2 man of the match performances, really.
Sunderland have won both games in their campaign so far in EFL League One. Join us for the next game here on SFC Live. It will be on Tuesday evening. Another test, Danny. Burton Albion, who finished the season well under Jimmy Floyd, didn't they?
6 points as well, aren't they? So yeah, a massive test for us again. So look forward to it. I'm sure the lads are looking forward to it as well. Confident and positive after back-to-back wins in the league.
It's a 7:45 kickoff on Tuesday evening, which means we'll be on air from around 7:15. Don't forget, you can join us everywhere on social media for free from then. That's it for us from here in SFC Live's HQ in our new studio in the Stadium of Light. But we're delighted to tell you to go and enjoy your Saturday evening with the news that Sunderland have overcame MK Dons by 2-1 down at Stadium MK. Thanks for watching.